Welcome to a new episode of the Sunday Sauce. This is a milestone. This is the first Democrat ever on this episode. I mean, we should have a party. So Skye, and it's just Skye, by the way. I can't even say her last name because apparently she's a celebrity. That's what she told me. And I thought I was a celebrity because now I just hit over 1,000 followers. And I was in the New York Post the other day. But Skye, the political personality, is apparently better than me. Obviously. So Skye, welcome to the Sunday Sauce.
Jesus. It's not that I'm better than you. It's that, and it's not that I'm a celebrity. It's that people, exactly. My last name's hard to say. So they just say Skye, and people in the industry know me that way.
Yeah. Well, this is, I try to get Democrats on my show all the time, but I feel like they're a little scared because I've had some pretty intimidating conservatives on my show, like Scott LeBedo, like, he's a wild man. Frank Stallone, another crazy person. So I feel like they're afraid to come on because they'll get like verbally eviscerated. But we're not going to do that to you. We're not going to do that to you. So we're just going to, have a nice casual conversation today. That's it. So
yeah, that's what it comes down to. And especially when we're talking about Republicans versus Democrats, it's about finding commonalities.
Correct.
And that's why I like to make it about the personality of the person as opposed to their policy agenda or political ideology. Because at the end of the day, you want to find commonalities with people. That's what we're missing here.
That's right. So tell me, how did your little web series come about? Like, how did this, what happened?
Sure. So I spent 8 years working as a lobbyist for two different lobbying firms, and I love networking events. So I was asked to run the Mike Bloomberg presidential campaign. So I served as regional director for Long Island on the campaign. And, you meet so many people even working on a presidential campaign. And I thought, from here, who knows what will happen? But then Mike dropped out of the race on March 4th. The world ended with COVID on March 13th. So I found myself unemployed and locked in a 1-bedroom apartment. And I said, what am I doing? I can't just remember in the very beginning of the pandemic, they're like, oh, this is only going to be 2 weeks. Like, oh, this is only going to be
2 weeks to flatten the curve.
Right. Well, it's been 2 years. So our elected officials were calling the shots. That's when Cuomo was doing his daily press conference.
Emmy award-winning press conferences.
His Emmy award.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But it was all up to our elected officials. So I turned to my phone of 10,000 contacts and I started calling them one by one. And I said, will you spend 10 minutes on Zoom with me so we can update everyone, all 200 of my Instagram followers at the time, just update everyone on what's going on. And it ended up being 70 episodes. And that was my first show that I called Life Before the Virus. And Kathy Hochul, who's now our governor, was on the show. Brian Benjamin, who's the lieutenant governor, was on the show. Members of Congress, members of the assembly, local elected city council members. I had 70 episodes. So then I said, people are loving this. Let me pitch it to local newspaper outlets because no one was leaving the house. So I said to the newspapers, no one's going to the deli and picking up a copy of your newspaper. Let me do the interviews online. And none of these outlets had a video platform before. So it's something that they incorporated. So I worked with Herald Community Newspaper Group, which is based on Long Island. Then I worked with Schneps Media over the last year in 2021, where I set out to interview every single candidate who was running for office in 2021, because same concept, you weren't able to go out and meet them like you would normally. If someone's running for office, they have fundraising events, they show up at breakfast events, cocktail events, networking events, you meet these people, you get to talk to them. That wasn't happening. So I interviewed 450 candidates in 2021 who were running for public office. And then I was down in Somos in Puerto Rico at the big political conference down there. And that's when I ran into Tom Allen, who's now my new boss. He hired me with City and State New York, which is a magazine and a website subscription. So there I launched my show, Political Personalities with Skye, where I spend time in person with elected officials to get to know them as people. Because again, like right in the beginning of the conversation, it doesn't matter your ideology, it matters who you are as a person. And I believe if we can get to know people for who they are, it will make more people more likely to vote. Because when you see who someone is for real, then you might be more interested in learning more about them.
So you're a Long Island girl? Is that what I'm getting?
I'm from Syosset.
I don't even know where that is.
In Nassau County, which is
why does it take so long to get to Long Island, like from New York? Like what's the deal, man? Seriously?
the Long Island Railroad, I think, is pretty reliable. And Syosset's just 40 minutes from Penn
But I
Station.
drive.
All right. I drive too. So it takes like an hour if you drive.
There's a whole like Instagram dedicated to the creatures of the Long Island Railroad. Have you ever seen it?
No, I've just seen subway creatures.
No. There's like a Long Island Railroad Creatures Railroad Instagram as well. It's excellent.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very excellent. It's an excellent thing. And Penn Station is just, oh my God, that place is.
It's taken a long time to do the renovations that they've spoken about, but I think it's coming along nicely.
I'm talking about the people in there. That place is dangerous.
There's all kinds of people. I see them all over the streets of New York, in every borough.
Well, I mean, what did you think about Mayor de Blasio? Tell me you hated him. Please don't tell me you liked him.
I don't know if there's anyone out there that liked him, but
apparently maybe like 5% of New Yorkers liked him. Like he wasn't the most disliked mayor in history of New York City. It should have been like 100% disapproval rating. I don't know who approves of him besides his wife, which is understandable.
He was reelected for a second term, and that's part of the party.
But who was Meliatakis then? No, she was a nobody. I mean, who really,
challenged him?
Yeah. Let's be real.
I mean, that's the fault of the parties, right? For not running.
One thing he did, I can give him only credit for, is that he did universal pre-K, which is nice. Like, that's cool. That's literally the only good thing he ever did. And not run for governor, and now he's trying to run for Congress, which is very, very weird. I don't know what's up with him.
Well, we'll see what the voters think. That's what it comes down to. Would
you ever interview him?
No, I have not, but I've spoken with him in person several times.
So have I. He's an idiot.
So I'm the type of person, if someone's in power, right, then we should respect them. Like,
okay. All right.
That's how I think.
Actually, you know what? No. Time out. Let me say something. I was on the FDNY EMS. I was on the ambulance for 6 years. And all the times we had ceremonies for like a 9/11 plaque dedication or any kind of ceremony. He was always late. So you know what? Fuck him. I could say this on my show because, whatever. This is my show. You don't have to agree with me, but fuck Mayor de Blasio or former Mayor de Blasio. Sorry. But yeah, how about that?
All right, to each his own.
Hey, when in Rome, if that applies here. I don't know. But yeah.
What do you think of Mayor Adams then?
I think it's too early to tell. I mean, I kind of like that he said in the beginning, even before he was mayor, we're not going to let Black Lives Matter do what they did in 2020. I like that. That's cool because obviously the whole like January 6th thing is, we shouldn't be in the Capitol building, right? That's we all agree on this. Like Republicans, Democrats, we all agree we shouldn't be in the building, right? But if you're going to give a guy in a Viking hat who's on shrooms 4 years in prison for just walking into a building, taking selfies, and then you're not going to give anybody any jail time, like the guy just got probation for burning down a building in July 2020, like literally burnt down a whole building. They gave him probation. That's a little crazy.
But that comes down to our criminal justice system. And I think, I'm not as well educated on the policies pertaining to criminal justice, but as an outsider who oversees this type of stuff and is aware of the conversation, we need to reform that system. It goes from Rikers Island to the types of people. It all comes down to mental illness, though, Mike. You have to know that. Mm-hmm. One of the guests I had on my show recently was the commissioner of mental health for the state of New York. And I jokingly said, half of us are mentally ill. And she said, Skye, that statistic is correct. 1 in 2, half of us are impacted by mental illness. And if it's 1 in 2, then the one who isn't is impacted because the other person is.
True. I mean,
so it's all of us.
I'm just saying when it comes to that kind of stuff, you can't do one to one person and then not prosecute another person for, burning down the building, walking into a building. It's a little messed up. Just saying, that's just my opinion. Mm-hmm. Each thing is wrong. That's all I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. And, so that's just my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. But I see you actually interviewed Joe Borelli also, which I also did. Yeah.
He's great.
He is great.
A lot fun.
Yeah, but I did Zoom with him because he doesn't leave Staten Island. Obviously, you know that. You had to go to Staten Island, right? Yeah. He doesn't leave Staten Island unless he has to go to city council chambers. That's literally the only time he leaves Staten Island.
Now
So
it's far to get to Staten Island.
I mean, I live in Bay Ridge, which is right next to Verrazano, and I don't even want to go to Staten Island. So first of all, it's like $19 just to go there. And then there's always traffic. There's always construction on the bridge. So who the hell wants to go to Staten Island? Who wants to leave Staten Island?
But when I was there, I have to say I was surprised, like as far as parking, because I drove my car.
Oh, so much parking.
Yeah, there's parking. There's like shopping centers. You don't even have to pay for parking.
No, and they don't even have alternate side, which is actually pretty cool.
It's like residential.
A lot of speed cameras. A lot of speed cameras. Mayor de Blasio, actually, that was like his parting gift to Staten Island because like they know they hate him. Like they always vote red. So you can even ask Joe Borelli. Like they literally, he put like millions of speeding cameras on Staten Island because, he hates Staten Island. So that was like his parting gift for the residents of Staten Island. So Joe Borelli's always on Tucker Carlson, like literally talking about the speeding cameras on Staten Island.
Yeah.
Like a big thing.
And he's a fast driver. I will say I was a passenger.
Oh, really? Well, he probably has a lot of speeding tickets, a lot of speeding camera tickets. So, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, so like, what's your, are you like so we never met in person, right? So are you like, I never really got to talk to you besides today. So are you like some kind of crazy socialist liberal? Like, are you AOC? Or is that what you are?
No, and I have to say, now that I work in media, I'm not.
Excuse me, media. So cool. You're so cool.
I'm neutral now.
You're neutral. Oh, you're neutral. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
My former Instagram persona was the fashionable Democrat, and that came from dressing fashionably and being involved in Democratic politics. But I had gotten married to a Republican. So then the Instagram handle had this double meaning that it was fashionable to work across the aisle and to build relationships across the aisle.
Right.
And by marrying a Republican. So now I'm divorced. I'm back to being Democrat.
And you'll never date a Republican or marry one again. That's just
no, it's not that. No. It's not that. I'm really open to everyone's platform. I don't have an agenda. There are a lot of reporters out there. You see them on cable news and they have agendas. They go after people and they ask pointed questions to elicit the response that they're looking for. And that's not what I do. I get along with everyone from the Joe Borellis to the Ina Vernikovs to the Lee Zeldins to the AOCs to the Tiffany Cabans. I've spoken with all these different people because I think at the end of the day, it's about to get to know them as a person, as opposed to having everyone fight with each other, because that turns voters off.
Now, are you Jewish?
I am.
Now, let me ask you, let's talk a serious question. Why, I always ask Jewish Democrats this question, why are there so many Jewish Democrats when a lot of Democrats like AOC and Rashida Tlaib and whatever, Elon, Omar, they all are very anti-Semitic and anti-Israel. Why do Jewish people continue to support Democrats?
There may be a big group of Jews who are Democrats still, but I would say that more Jews are Republicans now.
Well, the Hasidic Jews are definitely Republicans. That's 100% sure. But I still know I have a lot of Jewish friends who still vote Democrat, and I always ask them this question and they just can't answer it. They're like, what's up? They just like, dude, like you can watch a AOC speech or a Rashida Tlaib speech and you're just like, all right, these people don't like Israel. I mean, obviously you're not from Israel, but you're still Jewish and like,
But here's the thing, you can't label the whole party.
No, I know you're not labeling the whole party.
Certain people may not, they may not be favorable to Israel, or they may be anti-Semitic or whatever. So you don't vote for those particular people, but it shouldn't, you shouldn't cast that shadow over the whole Democratic Party as a whole.
I guess you're right. But AOC's like, she's like everywhere. You can't escape her.
She's a great PR maven,
Literally, I just saw her on stage in Texas having a tantrum saying that Texas is going to turn blue. The day Texas turns blue, I will literally just pack it in, man. Because when Texas is not going to turn blue, you think like they're going to take their guns away, like Beto O'Rourke. I just saw it 2 years ago when he was running for governor or mayor, whatever, president. He was running for president 2 years ago, right? He said he was going to take their guns away, and now he's running for governor. He literally totally flip-flopped, said, "Oh, I would never violate the Second Amendment." What's up with these people? What is this?
I think people evolve.
That's what you
And,
think?
but a lot of times politicians, what they do is they want to cater to the vote, right? So like here in New York City, there's this progressive wave. So a lot of politicians want to accommodate the progressive ideals in order to secure votes. But in the same state, you go to Long Island, and that's a very red area.
Correct.
You know, now Suffolk County. I just saw an article. It said Trump raised $1 million in 2021. 300,000 of that $1 million came from Long Island donors.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's what about Staten Island too? That's like the only Republican borough left in New York City. I think Curtis Sliwa literally got all his votes from Staten Island. Literally not one vote anywhere else, but maybe like a little in Bay Ridge, but it was like literally all Staten Island. Yeah, and I don't know. Do you think if Trump was president right now that this inflation and stuff, we wouldn't have this problem?
No, I think he would have different solutions, you know, even as someone who did vote for Joe Biden, I don't think he's doing a great job. I don't think he's a strong vision of a president. And I think a lot of Democrats would agree with that.
That really actually makes me happy to hear a Democrat say that, because there's still people who just wouldn't say that, because there's just, as long as it's not Trump, that's literally, they don't care who's in office. Like there's still Democrats like that who would just say, as long as it's not Trump, I don't care. It could be
I'm
Elmo.
not one of those. I'm not one of those voters.
I mean, you know, the guy was a little extreme, but you know, Trump, he's a little extreme, but you know, I'm a New Yorker, so Trump's not a politician. He's a New Yorker.
I always give President Trump credit for inciting a lot of people to get up and run for office. I think that he upset so many people. Like people loved him, but the people who hated him were from all different shapes, sizes, colors, and backgrounds who were insulted by him. And it caused them to get up and vote. Like, look how many new types of people we have now in office. And I credit Trump with that.
Right. Yeah. My friend Joe Pinion literally left Newsmax and he's running against Chuck Schumer. He left his paid Newsmax. He literally had his own show on Newsmax and he left it to run against Chuck Schumer.
Okay.
So there you go. That's probably one of got some inspiration from Uncle Don over there. Do you think now these COVID mandates are all of a sudden getting lifted? Do you think it's because of the science, or do you think that the Democrats are trying to save some votes because of the midterm? Honestly.
I mean, I've heard mixed reviews on this.
What do you think? I don't want to know what Skye, the celebrity, thinks.
I don't know if I'm in a position to opine on this.
Why? You work in media. What do you hear?
I work in media, but still, you know, what media does wrong is they communicate these messages and then people stick with it and they run with it. So,
well, Governor Hochul, she literally 2 weeks ago was suing to keep the mask mandate, and then all of a sudden it's gone. She dropped it, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know.
I'm just excited to not wear a mask anymore.
Yeah, but kids still have to wear masks at school, which is mind-boggling.
No, it is. I know.
Right?
I know.
I feel bad.
I know. I've spoken with parents.
I drove past the school. Kids are wearing masks outside while they're playing. Like, I know. That's not even a Republican or Democrat thing. That's just dumb. It's just so dumb. I don't understand.
No, I feel bad for little kids, especially because the little ones, like 3 and 4, they're learning how to talk. And
exactly.
A lot of speech comes from reading lips. And I've spoken with speech pathologists and child psychologists. And yeah, I mean, it's a whole new generation with all kinds of problems.
No, that's literally what I was talking when I interviewed someone a couple of weeks ago. I was telling them, like, these kids these days are going to have, you know, when 15, they're 16 years old, they're going to have like some learning disabilities because of the mask. The teacher wears the mask. The little kids, their friends wear the mask. I mean, what do you think is going to happen here?
Yeah, I hope not, but I hope that they'll come up with solutions, right? People adapt and just like vaping, you know how there's a vaping epidemic. So everyone vapes right now. So by the time that they see that it's going to kill us, they're going to come up with a solution for it.
In 33 years, I've never smoked a cigarette, never smoked the weed. That's right, the weed. That's right. The drugs, never, no vaping, none of that.
Okay.
So I don't.
Good for you.
I'll play that stuff.
What about alcohol?
Well, obviously.
You drink.
And, okay. but I don't. I'm not a crazy drinker. I have one or two. So I'm always like the designated driver because all my friends are degenerates. Well, most of them, not all of them. They like to drink.
To be the responsible one.
Yeah, but none of them drive, so I guess they can be degenerates. I guess. Yeah. So yeah, it's fine. They can drink. They can drink. But yeah, but I don't like to be drunk and be out of control.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not right. I don't like that.
Especially when you're in the public eye.
Correct, because I'm such a successful podcaster now. I can't be seen like that. God forbid. My name was in the New York Post for one little article that was this big. So God forbid I'm seen drunk. What would they say?
There are a lot of elected officials who don't drink. I mean, President Trump was an example of that. And Josh Lopazan, Josh, he's young, he's 28. He's running for Congress. He doesn't drink.
Well, I'm part of the New York Young Republican Club, and these guys, they party hard. Mm-hmm. They're big partiers.
Gotta invite me to some of the parties.
Whoa. I don't know if I can invite spies into the. No, I'm joking. All right, maybe. You can join.
Look, I can. I was part of a Democratic club. I can be part of a Republican club too.
I don't know. I got to ask Gavin Wax. I got to see if you're on his blacklist.
Okay, ask.
I'm actually interviewing Gavin Wax this week, so I'll see when I see him. Our president. They actually just banned his Twitter for no reason, literally, and he got back on. They literally gave him no reason why they banned his Twitter.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. He literally did nothing. He just woke up one morning and his Twitter was banned.
Wow.
Yeah, obviously because he's Republican, conservative, and
right.
I really don't see any Democrats' Twitters getting banned. Do you?
I mean, not that I've heard of.
No, right? It's kind of strange. It's a little strange.
I don't think so. What's the new platform? Didn't Trump come out with?
Oh no, that's not. Oh, Trump's didn't come out yet. Oh. Getter is like the new
the Republican
EIR. Yeah, somebody, I don't know who founded it, but that's like the new Twitter, I guess, per se, for like conservatives. I'm not on it. I don't know about it. Oh, okay. I just go on Twitter because I don't even use it really. It's just funny. A lot of shit talking on Twitter. It's very good. A lot of quality shit talking on Twitter.
Okay. No, I get my news from Twitter. I find out what's happening in real time. I follow a lot of reporters.
Yeah. Twitter's good for that, I guess. I don't really. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Real time news. Like what? Like what do you follow? Tell me. What should I be following on Twitter?
I follow basically all the reporters, all the New York based.
Oh, like every left, right, all that center.
Yeah.
Everything. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And a lot of like every elected official I'm following on Twitter.
How many Twitter followers do you have?
I mean, I gained a couple hundred when I launched Political Personalities with Skye, so that was exciting.
You love saying that. You love it.
I have my own show, Mike. I was unemployed
I know.
years ago.
I'm just busting your chops.
I had this idea, and now it's a full-time job. They hired me a video producer to edit my content. And my job is to just go out there and have fun.
And they pay you.
And they pay me to do it.
How do I get this job?
This is like an amazing job. I'm really proud of myself. I might not have a Valentine, but I'm my own Valentine.
I don't have Valentine either. I'm gonna have dinner with my cat. I mean, like, what do you, I mean, come on, Valentine. It's like, jeez. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. I want to have. How do I get a job like this?
What you have to learn, and I've learned it over the last 2 years, is you have to surround yourself with people who make you feel good about yourself.
Right. So actually, my producer, Lauren, she actually started this whole thing for me. She was on WABC. So she actually connected us. So that's good. She actually helps me out a lot. So I'm just bullshitting.
Yeah, Lauren. Yeah.
Yeah, Lauren Conlon,
Yeah,
so.
people who are go-getters, people who are creative, people who are
Mhm,
out of the box thinkers.
mhm.
And it's cool to surround yourself with people, whether it's romantically, professionally, personally, just to feel like you can grow and expand your mind.
Expand your mind.
Yeah.
You sound like you like take mushrooms or anything like that?
No, I don't. I had a
No?
former client of mine who's into microdosing
Yeah.
mushrooms. He's into psychedelics and he told me that he thinks I would like it, but
Mm.
I don't know. I'm like you mentioned, you're not into drugs. I'm really not into
You're not
drugs.
into the drugs.
I'm not into the
The
drugs.
drugs, okay. Yeah.
I have some CBD
That's
gummies,
not the drugs though.
not the drugs.
No, no, you're not into that stuff. Yeah, it's good.
I was never into drugs.
No. You seem like you're a very nice Jewish Long Island girl.
Well, thanks.
Did you get like straight A's and were the honor roll when you were in school?
Got
Definitely,
a
right.
I got a full
Full
scholarship
ride
to
to full ride to
college,
college and everything.
and I graduated a year early.
Wow. I
And I
didn't even
came
go to
home.
college.
I did. I have 2 master's
What?
degrees.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
So
Why are
you
you
didn't
even?
go to college?
No, I went right to work for the city. That's it. That's what it is.
What was your first job?
Well, first I didn't go. I didn't go to EMS, but when I was like about 2022, I went to Flushing Hospital. That was my first EMS job, and then I waited for the fire department, and then I went there. Now I work for another city agency, but I'm not going to tell you here. I'll tell you when we're done. But I don't want
Okay.
people knowing where I work. But yeah. So I switched. More money.
Okay.
Yeah. I can talk about the FDNY because it's past tense now.
Hmm.
But they don't pay anything for EMTs. The top pay is like $45,000. It's a joke.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Hmm.
Yeah. They just don't pay EMS. They don't really pay firemen either. So it's not really that much.
Hmm.
Mhm. So the city sucks.
Oh,
Oh, I know.
that's why it's important to vote to change some of these things.
I think the unions are just not that strong here, to be honest with you. They
Hmm.
just settle. They just settle. That's really what it comes down to because it's all union.
Hmm.
Hmm. And then the union endorses these politicians, and then the politicians just take the votes, and they're just like, "All right, fuck you, see you later."
Is that what happens?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, city life, kid.
Wow.
Yeah,
We got to change that.
maybe we can do something.
Well, I do think that we have more young people now in elected office, and a lot of young people, especially millennials, we have new, cool, brave, strong
Yeah,
ideas.
Joe
So,
Borelli's definitely a good dude to know.
yeah,
He
he's
gets his
great.
stuff done. Yeah.
He's great. And
Also, Vicky Palladino, very
yeah,
cool, very cool. Yeah, she's crazy person. I like it. Fellow Guinea, very
yeah,
cool person.
I had her on my show.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be interviewing her next month, so I can't wait. That's going to be good.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm
yeah.
going to spend time with Joanne Ariola actually this week.
Nice, cool.
Hmm.
Yeah. You're like comedians in cars getting coffee, the political version.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's exactly what it is.
Don't let Jerry Seinfeld like try to sue you for stealing his idea. So.
No, I do council member karaoke.
Yeah, I see that. You're very. Did you think of that, or you have people writing that for you? You thought of that?
It's all here.
You better trademark these ideas, man, because once people start hearing this, they're gonna steal your shit, and then
Right. Set me up with a patent attorney. You know one?
you could just go online and do it yourself.
Okay.
I trademark my show's name. It's very easy.
Okay. You'll have to show me how to do
It's
that.
very simple. I'm not that dumb for not having a college degree, okay? So don't count me out just because I have a high school diploma.
It's good to be scrappy and figure out how to get things done.
Street smarts.
Yeah. Street smart.
Street smarts. Sometimes outdoes book smarts. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes.
Yeah. No, definitely. At least can rival book smarts.
True.
But I think street smarts are more important than book smarts, actually.
Definitely in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're in like some kind of Midwestern town, but definitely here.
Yeah.
Or any major city.
Well, that's because it all comes down to personality, really.
Right. Like, I don't know. If I'm on the train and some homeless guy's trying to rob me, if someone has 2 master's degree and I grew up on the street, I think I'm gonna win.
Right, exactly.
Just saying,
I know.
boy or girl, it doesn't matter. I'm just, yeah, it doesn't matter, or man or woman, it doesn't matter, whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
but all right, Skye, you're pretty interesting, I gotta say, and
Why?
you're not a typical Democrat.
No.
You're pretty cool.
I'm not a typical
Yeah,
anything.
you're just like you said, Skye.
Yeah.
No last name, no middle name. Skye, like Madonna, like Cher.
Yep, that's right.
So what's your Instagram? Do you have a website? Tell these people where we go. You need more
My
followers.
my Instagram is the political personality.
That's it.
Yep, that's it. The
No,
political
no
personality.
website, no nothing. Just an
That's my
Instagram.
Instagram. Everything's in progress, the website, but you can visit City and State. I'm sure you know City and State, the publication. So my vertical there is political personalities with Skye. So that is a video series on the City and State website.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Skye.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you and talk to you.
Yes, you as well.